Hi, Capricorn. Well, this is the reading that found you today. These are the cards that flipped out for you, Capricorn. Capricorn, this looks absolutely amazing. I always let the cards flip out. Sometimes they're not the friendliest cards. Sometimes we get little warnings and little caution cards. And, sometimes it's just kind of blah, but not this reading, okay? Because you have some beautiful energy coming in here, and all because you did the work. And that's one thing that I have to emphasize here that I'm feeling strongly. You did the work, and not just the work, you did extra work. You helped other people with their work. You have been there, done that. You have given of yourself selflessly and effortlessly at times. You have done the work. Now, our main energy here that flipped out from the Uncommon Tarot is the Ten of Wands. And this person is sort of bowing their head in a humble sort of, I did it. I did it. I completed this. There's something you completed. Now, if it's not an actual course or an actual situation in your life that you have finalized, this is a spiritual completion. You have gone through a journey that has brought you to the next two cards that are just amazing. We're going to get into that. But I feel it's a soft fatigue. You're a little bit worn out. You could use a nap. But at this point, the excitement mixed with your fatigue is keeping you awake and keeping you humble. You're excited about your next step. You have completed a huge course in your life. Something is finalizing. Something is done. And I'm feeling that for a lot of you, it was a way of life or a job situation, a career situation. Some of you are retiring. Some of you are resigning from a certain kind of job situation. And you're going into something creative. I'm getting that with the wand energy. You've been working very, very hard to be able to have the time to go into something creative. I'm also being drawn towards this bell right here. I'm hearing that ringing, the bell's ringing, it's time. Almost like when you finish something, the bell rings, and it's time to go, and so I feel like you're taking a moment to be proud. You're taking a moment to acknowledge your accomplishments. Yes, you are tired, but you are excited for the next step. And let me tell you, you have every reason to be. So these are the cards that flipped out from the Crow deck. You have the Fool followed by the Magician. Now, the Fool in this the Fool in this deck, I love this card because there is this bright energy to it. You see what you can do. I think at one time you were the Fool going into this energy over here, not knowing what's ahead, taking that step, taking a calculated risk, but not so much that it wasn't like you knew exactly every single thing that was going to happen. If you look at this bird's floating on a log, that log could roll over at any time, but the bird also knows the bird can fly. And so I feel like you went into this endeavor, or you're going into something. Now that you are free of this, now that you have reached this completion, you are going into something creative and exciting, something you always wanted to do. You're going to flourish. You're going to absolutely flourish because you did the work. You did the work. Okay, this guy wanted to lay down. You might want to take a nap too. After all that work, you might want to take a nap. But I see you rising. And what's beautiful here is you've collected along this journey. You've collected all the tools of the trade that you need, every element of the signs, and you are ascending. And what's also beautiful about this is I get that very strong creative energy. But I'm looking here at the landscape, whereas at one point you were down here in a stream, the mountains were beyond you, but you had this vision. You had this beautiful vision and you stuck to it. And now, because you've done the work, you can bring it to life. This bird is way above the mountains now. You're in a whole different position in this landscape, way above the mountains. Now, the tying energy between these two cards is the victory card, 6 of Wands. And I've got my lights are kind of funny right now. And these cards, hey, I love them, but they're worn. So I'm trying to get it to where you don't see all the scratches in them. And maybe I should allow that, because you wear your battle scars well. You've been there, done that. And I feel like with this 6 of Wands, this is someone coming out of a battle, out of a long tenure, a lot of work, someone who's celebrated. You've earned certificates, you've earned your retirement, you're able to walk free. And it's a very noble sort of gesture. There are people cheering you on. You have a lot of people in your corner. You have a lot of people that are rooting for you. Capricorn, this is really, really beautiful. Now, there's a couple energies that I'm getting here. For one thing that I'm getting very strongly is some of you are going to be building something or creating something. There's something you always wanted to build. And I'm getting a very strong energy of buying land. You're able to accomplish a plot of land, a beautiful place. It's a beautiful, beautiful place where flowers grow. I am getting, for some of you, you are going to be getting a place near the mountains. And I'm seeing a sea of clouds. So you'll be able to see like a sea of clouds. The elevation will be such that in certain parts of the mountain, the clouds will be below you. I see a sea of clouds. I also see a garden for some of you, a beautiful, beautiful garden, almost like flower farming. You'll be able to do flower farming for some of you. That's going to resonate. Maybe it was a craft or a trade that you always wanted to do, but you didn't have the funds beforehand to do things like that freely. And now you do, because you did the work. I'm also getting, for some of you, you invested your money wisely. Very wisely. And again, with the 10 of Wands, you scrimped and you saved and you budgeted and you've invested your money wisely. And now you have this sense of freedom. You get to be the fool without the risk, is what I'm getting. You get to embrace this energy of, I'm going to just do what I want, because what you want is going to flourish. And you've built this foundation for yourself. It's going to flourish now. Now, I am seeing a lot of wand energy, so there's a lot of passion in here, Capricorn. There may be a fire sign that is inspiring you at this time. There may be a fire sign you are building with, okay? That's only going to resonate for some of you. But I see very positive energy with this fire sign. I see very noble and stable energy with this fire sign. This is someone who accomplishes things. This is someone who sets a plan and doesn't forget about it, doesn't have a bunch of unfinished projects, does not have a chaotic energy about them at all. This is a very structured and stable person. So if you are inviting a fire sign in your life and you've seen a bunch of green flags so far, yeah, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. I see very, very good things with that. Now, for the most part, I do see almost like a breaking free of work constraints. You're breaking free from work responsibilities. Not that you're not going to have responsibilities in your life, but you're not going to be confined by them. And I'm looking here too at the 10 of Wands. For the longest time, it felt like a little bit of a prison sentence. It felt like for years you knew that there was a moment where you would reach this, but it just felt like it was so far away. But you stuck to it anyway. You stuck to it and you made it. And now I'm seeing just this freedom. I'm getting this beautiful sense of freedom, celebrated freedom. Now, I'm also getting, some of you are crafts people. You do crafts, but I'm seeing like woodwork. Like you create stuff with wood. You do, like, you're an artisan. You create beautiful things with wood. I'm also getting with the water energy here. And there's just a little bit with the Fool in the cup here, but I have to make mention of it because it's an irrigation system that you're creating. I keep seeing this garden, and this is only going to resonate for some of you, but I keep seeing for some of you a garden where you get very creative with the irrigation system and the life source of this garden. You're able to recycle water, or you're able to manipulate and move the water in such a way that more things grow and you can make the most of this land. And again, that's only going to resonate for some of you, but I see beautiful, beautiful things for you, Capricorn. I'm absolutely excited for you. I really hope this helped. So until next time, over and out.